This little pedal has taught me something new about fuzz pedals, and that's because it does something really interesting when you start to turn the knob down. This is the Mythos pedals Hephaestus, and truth be told, I've only had it a couple of days. Normally I wouldn't be making a video until maybe a couple more weeks once I've got to know the pedal, but something about this one that I'm really excited about, and I wanted to show you. It is a one knob fuzz pedal, which I don't own enough of. There's something so exciting about a one knob fuzz pedal, but this one, it isn't a volume and it isn't a gain, it is a voltage knob. But as you wind that knob down, you are essentially starving the circuit of voltage. I've seen a few pedals do this, and you know, it kind of does the same sort of thing. As you turn it down, it gets a bit spittier, it sounds more starved. But interestingly enough, with the Hephaestus, once you get to about 1 o'clock and lower, a subharmonic octave is introduced to the sound, and it is really cool to play with. It comes in different places depending on what guitar and what amp and you're playing, dynamics. And when it does come in, it is such a full, fat sound. It's so fun to play. Okay, so let's have a play with the Mythos Hephaestus. I'm going to play this Baum leaper tone because I thought it was suitably rude for this pedal. Mini humbuckers going into this pedal just sound great. And then we're going into the Victory VC35 copper, which is like an AC30 type thing. Let's start with the control maxed out. Quick backstory on the Hephaestus. It is based on a Jordan Boss Tone, which is a vintage 2-transistor fuzz pedal, but doesn't really sound like a lot of the other 2-transistor fuzz pedals like a fuzz face. And I think it's because it uses those 2 transistors in opposite ways. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, if you're watching. My understanding of that Boss Tone pedal was that it sounded great, but it was a bit of a one-trick pony. It only really did the one sound well, and the other sounds were just sort of a bit weird. So Zach at Mythos wanted to recreate that and give it a bit more flexibility, and in the process has come up with something actually quite new and interesting and unique. So we're not quite getting into octave territory yet, but you can just start to hear it's a bit more glitchy, a bit more starved. There's that octave. Really comes out when you pick lightly. I find it's good to pick with the fingers, kind of soften it up, you get that octave coming through. really like it at this setting. It's probably where I'll keep it most of the time, but let's turn things down even further, see if that octave comes out a bit more. Oh, so cool. So with the warning knob turned all the way down, you can start to hear that the circuit doesn't really know what it's doing a lot of the time. It's sort of glitching out, it sounds spitty. It really doesn't like more than one note at a time, which is a sound I personally love. Turning it down on the guitar's volume knob, it did clean up more than I was expecting, actually. Maybe not the same sort of thing as you would find on a fuzz face, you know, getting super sparkly cleans, but it definitely is a usable sound. Great for writing riffs, great for soloing as well, but also great as just an attitude pedal. I've just enjoyed having this on a board as a bit of gurn faceness. I don't know what the technical term would be, but just to really give me a stank face when I'm playing guitar in my bedroom. It just sounds so good. So that is the Mythos Hephaestus, a great little fuzz pedal. It's now probably in my top 5 favourite fuzz pedals. I guarantee you do not have a pedal that sounds like this already.